Okay, number 63, non-mediums connecting with people in spirit. Oh, I should have centered that a little bit better. Um, okay, so it's, as always, please like this video, comment on it below, click on the subscribe button. All of those things help other people to see these videos. The reason I decided to make this video is because it is super common for me to have clients ask me, could you please tell them fill in the blank? And you do not need a third party of any kind to help you communicate with your people in spirit. So I want to talk about first you communicating to them, and then about them communicating back to you if you're interested in that. So I don't know how that they are visually aware, auditorily aware, emotionally aware of us, but they are. They see what's going on in our lives. They hear us when we talk to them, sing to them. They're emotionally aware of what we're feeling. My whole life, since I was a child, I've been singing to my deceased loved ones. It's just felt right. And I've gotten readings from mediums who know nothing about me who have referenced that. So, do you sing to this person? Because lots of people talk to their deceased loved ones, but not many of us sing out loud to them, and I sing out loud to them. And I also believe, and I've talked about in other videos, I believe they feel our emotions as though it's their own emotions, which is the reverse of what mediums do. People like me, when I'm connected with somebody in spirit, it's not like I'm aware of this third party separate from me and I can figure out, oh, they liked this, or they were happy about that, or angry about that. I feel it as though it's my own emotions. I feel their love for people in front of me as though I'm experiencing that for them. It feels like my own emotions. And so that's how they feel when we're longing for them and, oh, I really miss you. They feel that. They're not aware that you feel that. They feel it as though it's their own emotions. And when we've got these happy memories like, oh, remember when Dad and I used to whatever, or Grandma and I used to whatever, and you're reminiscing and you've got that warm, lovely memory feeling, they experience that. So they are absolutely aware of us and what's going on in our lives. And I believe talking out loud makes it just that much more distinct. Oops, I have to check something here. I just switched the audio to a mic. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so they experience that. I believe they very much aware of what's going on in our lives. Just talk to them. And if nothing else, pretend that it's okay. Something that I do. Some people feel silly talking out loud to their deceased loved ones. So a great time to do this, and I do this all the time, is when I'm in my car. If you put on, AirPods or some Bluetooth headset, it just looks like you're on a phone call. It's a great time, especially if you're stuck in traffic. What else are you going to do? Talk to your deceased loved ones. Start establishing that connection in a positive or a neutral way, as opposed to a longing way or a sad, unhappy way. So, which brings us to them communicating back to you. I have to say, before I do any kind of mediumship reading, I get happy. I watch funny videos all day. I try to make sure that I'm in a positive frame of mind, because I have experienced, it's a fact for me that the happier I am, the better mood that I'm in, the easier it is for me to connect, the easier it is for me to perceive them. So that's counterintuitive if you are in grief, and that's why you want to connect with somebody, right? Because you miss them so much, or because you're so sad at feeling the absence of them in your life. So try this, because there has to be more than one person who's passed in your life. So maybe try doing the happy thing, watching funny videos, or just catching yourself in a moment where you're listening to music that you really enjoy, and pick someone else in spirit who isn't, their loss isn't quite so painful to you, and it's like, and either sing the song to them, or as you're watching a funny video, as though you're singing to them, sending those happy vibes to them. That matters. That will begin to establish that connection between you and your loved ones. And I know people, even people who say that they're atheists, who have said, "Oh, I've felt my dad with me," for sure. And that may be the reason. If you're a non-medium, you're even exploring this idea of mediumship, is because someone you love passed and you felt them with you, and you're not crazy, and they're passed, and you're for sure feeling them, right? So think about, what were you doing just before that? You were probably pretty happy, or at least neutral, but probably relaxed, maybe distracted by doing something mundane like driving, doing the dishes or something. Think about, what were you doing just before you started to feel them with you, and explore that, because that's how I connect with them. I want to say people in spirit are always there for us. I don't think we're ever alone. But it's not like they're constantly like looming over our shoulders. It's not like that. For me, the best analogy I can come up with is like when you're physically in the same house with somebody. So say you're in one room and this other person we're talking about is in the kitchen. You can hear them. Maybe they're singing. Maybe they're just making cooking noises. Maybe they're talking on the phone. And if you hear like a crash and like that gets your attention and you move closer to find out if you can help. Or if they're laughing, or if they're talking to you and calling your name, that gets your attention and you move closer, right? That's how I believe people in spirit are with us. They're within proximity, as though you were physically both in the same house. That's what it's like. It's not like they're looming right over your shoulder, although they can loom in a good way. When that happens, it's always in a good way. I do believe that people in spirit can influence the physical world around us. Not super dramatically, but definitely influence it. So this doesn't happen to me, but it happens to dozens of people that I respect, and that's like getting feathers, seeing birds of a particular species, seeing butterflies of a particular species, because animals and insects that are plentiful, I think, are easy for them to influence. But even on the one-on-one thing, like I've had clients find a picture of their deceased loved one just a couple hours before they sat in front of me to do a reading, and they hadn't intended to go through the chores they were going through, and oh, there's this picture. They influence people in that way. So for me, one of my neatest examples of that is I was going to a county fair, and when I found out I was going to the fair, I thought, oh, I'm going to get this particular kind of candy that my mother liked. There was a particular kind of candy she liked, and it's common at like county fairs, world fairs. So all night I was looking for this damn candy, couldn't find it anywhere. And then finally, a friend and I were standing next to this stand and waiting for all the rest of our friends to come out of the bathrooms. And I saw the candy and I said, oh, there it is. I've been looking for that all night. My mother loved that. And as I was talking, the band on the stage behind me goes, boom, boom, and starts playing the song that I used to sing to her as a toddler. It's a family story. If you grew up in my family, you would know what song it is. But it's a cute little song, and that band started playing that. And I literally said, oh, hi, that was good. That was really cool timing. Like, she influenced my timing of finding the candy. That was really cool. So they do things like that. So I want to say, when anything remotely like this happens to you, don't rationalize it away because it is happening. They do care about us, they love us, and they're aware of us. And don't make demands. Don't, on Tuesday at 2:00 in this occasion, I want you to do this particular thing. Don't do that. Take it as they give it to you. Take it as it comes. And I encourage you to talk to them, and that can be positive. I love you so much. Thank you for being my fill in the blank, my spouse, my parent, my grandparent, whoever, my friend. And also berating them. I do that too with my loved ones in spirit. You really, you created this mess for me. For me, it's not pretending that they're still there and a part of my life. They're absolutely still there and a part of my life, and I interact with them as though they are, and as though they're at a great distance. Like if they move to another continent, that's how I view my people in spirit. I encourage you to view your people in spirit that way. They're still conscious. They're still existing. They're just a little bit harder to perceive. So next week, I'm going to talk about the importance, if you are a medium, especially if you're developing as a medium, the importance of practicing on non-mediums. I sit with a circle regularly where we have only guest sitters who are regular everyday people to be read, and there's differences between that, mostly about the mechanics of how a reading with a regular person goes, but it's still a really good experience and different from when everyone is a medium, everyone in the group. So I'm going to talk about that. Until then, please, again, like this video, comment on it below, click the subscribe button. All of those things help people to see these videos. And thank you for watching, and see you next week. Thanks.